Hello. Hello, I'm Noahfinnce. I'm currently on my first ever US tour, and this is my bus. It is my home. Thank you for invading it. This is our beautiful TV, where we watch so many things. Mostly It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We actually watched an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it was the best thing ever. That was really cool. And then we've got some lovely seats. This is where we seat. They're usually filled with bags and foot sweat and shoes and everything else, but we've cleaned today. Wow, our tour manager is cleaned. Next you see this lovely AC unit, because our AC did not work for the first week of tour and I got heat exhaustion 3 times and got sick a lot. But that's fine, because now we have beautiful Honeywell Ice AC. We have a haunted drawer as well. I don't know why it's so loud and it really upsets me when I open it, but let's see if it's haunted still. Very unpleasant, not what you want to hear at 2 AM. Next up here we have the Wall of Shame, which is not the Wall of Fame, and the rule is that if you fall asleep outside of your bunk, no matter if it's because you're drunk or really tired or anything else, you will have your picture taken and be put on the Wall of Shame. This is Sophie asleep, you know, we got Enya. This is me at 3:50, oh, rest in peace Sophie Powers. This is me at 3:53 AM. I was drunk, but I was just sleepy, and then, you know, just the usual lot. We also wanted to have a Wall of Fame over there, but so far we haven't done anything good enough to warrant anything being up there. This is the extent of the fame and the shame. And then we have this. We actually have a lovely little welcome gnome. He's very friendly. He's got a little welcome sign. Big fan. And this is usually where people dump all their shoes. There's no shoes there because it's nice and pretty. And then obviously got a bit of pride. It's Pride Month. It's June. I'm mostly gay, so why not a flag? And next to that, we have a hat collection. Now, my drummer Matt Swells, he wasn't initially a hat guy, but he decided that when he was going to perform with me, he was going to be a hat guy. So every hat you see is from our drummer, and he only wears one. He doesn't wear any of these. These are just for your viewing pleasure. And then, you know, we've got the kitchen area. I thought this was a sink. It's not. It actually just leads to a bin. And then we have a cooler, which you'd think, oh, it's like 33 degrees Celsius. That's like 1,000 Fahrenheit. I don't know the actual exchange rate. Water? No, it's mostly beer, mostly cider, which I'm terrified to drink in this heat. So we just have a bunch of frozen water bottles that I like sleep with because I've been too hot. But yeah, next up we have a drawer and another drawer. This drawer is full of, you know, raisins, tins, that kind of stuff. I brought this protein shake and I was really scared the TSA would be like, what is this? Is this drugs? So I put the label on it. I've had it maybe once or twice. I got the rest of my protein from burgers. And then we got a bunch of ramen. I don't know who eats this, but I assume someone does, although it has been there for like 2.5 weeks, so maybe it's just there for comfort. Next up we have a toilet, which, if you didn't know already, you can't shit on a tour bus because it smells real bad and the bus just can't put up with it. So this is strictly for pissing. It's really fun. It's really cool. And especially in the middle of the night when you really need a piss and the bus is moving and the bus stops moving, you may fall. Luckily there's not been piss all over the floor. But this is our pisser. Got a little sink and the water is probably like 50 degrees Celsius because it's so hot right now. We had a tornado warning yesterday, and now I can't go outside without getting sunburned. Next we have, I don't know what this is, I assume Wi-Fi, and then a bunch of Huel. Because for the people that came over from the UK on the tour, we're not used to our stomachs putting up with American food. So the drummer, Matt, just bought a load of Huel. We have all had diarrhea, which is not good. We've been comparing our diarrhea. Mine was green for a few days because I wasn't used to the colorings that apparently are illegal in the UK for good reasons. But most of the first week bonding was talking about our shits. We've got coffee and a kettle that we had to buy because apparently Americans don't really use kettles. They just heat up water, which is upsetting. And then we've got the snack cupboard. Which is really cool, and if you don't write your name on the snack cupboard, or if you don't write your name on any of the snacks in the snack cupboard, it will be eaten. Oh my god. So, initially, this says, Noah only, please. And a fun thing that I've started doing, I've introduced this to a bunch of people on the bus, because apparently they've never had ginger snaps. but I've started doing this thing where I feed them like a dog, and they can only have a ginger snap if they like get on their knees and put their paw up, and then I give them a little scritch and a belly rub, but they kept trying to eat it, so I had to write my name on it. This was also originally in my bunk. It was in my bunk earlier, but our tour manager Porter tidied my bunk and made it all pretty. I keep these under my pillow because I don't want anyone stealing them. Just boring knives and forks and scissors. We've got a more cups and plates and kitchen paper, my old water bottle that I'm too emotionally attached to fall to, you know, throw out. And then we have a fridge, which for the first week people kept forgetting to put the lock on, which is really important to put on because the bus moves. We got some water, we've got some frozen bread, some mac and cheese. I've got these chicken dino nuggets. I was really excited because they're microwavable, but then it kind of worries me because you can't microwave them in the UK. I don't really want to know what's in them, so I haven't looked at the ingredients. And then, under that, we have the fridge, which is really cool. It's full of food and other things. The top shelf is entirely vegan and veggie because we got a vegan on the bus and a pescatarian on the bus. The rest is fruit that a lot of the time just goes moldy because people mostly eat burgers. And then we've got some lovely bonding pictures from the tour. These are all taken while probably everybody in them is drunk. This was a good time. This was the first night. We went to the bar after we played the House of Blues and met the screamer from Suicide Silence. And my bassist made him scream, "Pickle Rick!" And it was really cool because no one screams that. We got some Bucky magnets, which is really cool. A fun thing that I didn't know was that petrol stations over here have mascots. It's a beaver. You got a beaver mascot. That makes no sense. And then a microwave, pretty standard. And then we have the bunk tour where we all sleep and sweat so much. I didn't clean my sheets until yesterday, the day before, so I've had 2 weeks of just sweaty stuff. Coming in, I still don't actually know where everybody sleeps. I know someone sleeps there and other people sleep in other places. This is my grabber. I did not know this was here. This is cool. So we went to Dave & Buster's for the first time, and I didn't know that anything like Dave & Buster's existed. I had a great time. I didn't know that you could purchase things like this, but we spent most of the night trying to find cups to pick up, and now he's here. I kept it in my bed so that I could just like pinch my boyfriend who lives across the bunk from me, but I think this makes more sense. And then, you know, we got more bunks, and this is my bunk. Do you want to have a look at my bunk? Ooh, very cool bunk. Here is a bunk. So I am really weird, and if I don't have a weighted blanket that's like half my weight, I can't fall asleep very well, and you can imagine that's very hot in a bus with no air conditioning. But we do well. Here's some lovely pillows. We got the fairy lights. Up here is a failed attempt at mounting a fan to cool me down. It worked for about a day, and then I need it off the ceiling in the middle of the night, and that was really upsetting. And then, you know, other bunks. I don't want to show anybody else's bunk apart from Johnny's. We've got Big J's bunk here. Don't know why we call him Big J. We went to IHOP, and there was a very southern lady, and she was like, "What's your name, darling?" And she's like, "Big J." So this is Big J's bunk. He's not a wanker, but if you look at his bunk, you think he might be. He purposely made it look like a Pinterest board. He's got an Aerosmith poster, a Bruce Springsteen poster. He's got some lovely looking sheets, and he's got his own little fan. So that's very good. Thank you, Big J, for the content. Then finally, we have the back lounge, which is where we lounge in the back. Mostly just videos of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's me and my boyfriend's favorite show, and it's still our favorite show on tour. We've got a. Oh, what's this? Is that a new vinyl? That's my new EP. It's called My Brain After Therapy / Stuff from My Brain. Came out. It's really cool vinyl. Not to promo myself too much, but that's where we keep it. That's actually a vinyl that my mum was supposed to have, but forgot to bring it. She flew all the way from the UK and then didn't bring back anything, which is really cool. Good job, Karen. And we got another TV. As I said, mostly It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't actually know what this is for. I originally think it was a cooler, but now we just put things that we don't really want to deal with in eyesight. So that's where they are. I keep all my bags in here. It's not very interesting. And yeah, there's also cupboards behind here where people put their stuff. I won't show you how messy it is because it may upset them. But this is the style room. I don't enjoy having my photos taken, but if I did, I would take one in here, but I don't, so I won't. So that's our bus. Again, you should go listen to my new EP, My Brain After Therapy. You want to see me on social media, my username is Noahfinnce everywhere. And if you want to see me on tour, I'm touring the US, but I'm also touring the UK in September, so check that out. That's been the end of the tour. Thank you so much for coming. Fuck the hell off. Goodbye.